A few weeks ago, YouTube took one of my videos down. They said the information in the video was false and misleading. So I appealed it. Not with opinion, not with emotion, but with math. YouTube reviewed the appeal, reviewed the numbers, and reinstated the video. It's back up. In fact, I'll put a clip of it right here. What if I told you your child could be a millionaire by the time they hit 50 and never pay a dime on any of it? Look, this isn't clickbait, it's simple math, and it's completely legal. It's called the Roth IRA for kids, and most parents have no idea that they can do it. Today, I want to walk you through exactly what they reviewed, because this is not about hype or hot takes. This is about how compound growth actually works and why most people radically underestimate it. The claim YouTube initially questioned was simple, that a relatively small amount of money invested early and left alone can realistically grow into seven figures over time. That sounds unbelievable to a lot of people, so let's walk through the math slowly and transparently. So here's the assumption. A child earns legitimate income between the ages of 12 and 18. Let's just do this. And why do I say child? Most of my clients are investors or they have a small business. So they could be earning money between these ages through a family business, maybe advertising, modeling, anything that they can do for the family business. Or better yet, if you're a real estate investor, you just pay them to push a broom, right? So let's just say that each year, all they make is $5,000. So this is 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So that's 7 years. Let's say they're making $5,000 per year times 7, which is $35,000. I know. You guys are like, hey, wait a second, I have to pay my kid $5,000 a year? Yes, and it happens for 7 years. So that's $5,000 per year for 7 years, which is equal a total of $35,000. But we're contributing it to a custodial Roth IRA. This is important. You can set this up for somebody even if they're not 18. I can set this up for my kids, and I'm putting in $5,000 a year for those 7 years. That's it. No additional contributions after the age of 18. Now let's assume that they earned that money working for your real estate investing LLC or simply working for your family's business. They could receive that $5,000 a year and pay zero tax on it. No withholding if you do it right. No income tax if you get it right, because the kids, even if they're a dependent on your return, each of your kids gets a standard deduction, which is $16,100 in 2026. If they work for your sole proprietorship, partnership, or LLC, it's, as long as it's not a corporation, you don't even have employment taxes. If you have a corporation, then you have employment taxes. Heck, you can even gift the $5,000 directly into their IRA, their Roth, yourself. So long as they earned $5,000, they can keep every dollar of that, even if it's another business, so long as they have earned income of at least what you contribute into the custodial Roth IRA if they're under 18, or you can even do this with a regular Roth if they're over 18, you can gift that amount. So here are the limits, by the way, for 2026 that you need to be aware of. Number one, you can contribute up to $7,500 into a Roth in 2026. $7,500 in 2026 for a Roth. If you're over 50, there's catch-ups and all this fun stuff. But for your kids, I'm just saying that if they're regular, whatever, if they're under 18, if you have kids at home, or if they're over 18, maybe they're at college, maybe that they're young adults, whatever, you can put up to $7,500 per year per kid. And you can gift them, by the way, up to $19,000 a year without having to report any gift. So I can give each, and by the way, this is spouses, so technically you could give each recipient up to $38,000 a year in 2026. All right, so my example is way below any of those. Also, because this is a Roth IRA, the money grows tax-free. There's no capital gains tax, there's no dividend tax, there is no tax when the money is taken out later in life. There's no tax ever. Now let's talk about how it's invested. Assume the money is invested in a broad-based index fund that tracks the S&P. Historically, over the entire history of the S&P, but over long periods of time, the S&P 500 has returned roughly 10% per year before inflation. I'm not using aggressive assumptions, by the way. I am using historical averages. Recently, it's been much higher than that, but we're just going to say since its inception. Now, here's where most people's intuition breaks down. That $35,000, we put it in a Roth. We paid no tax going in. It'll never pay tax again. But we leave it alone in that Roth IRA, and it's invested, let's just say, in one ETF. We'll put it in SPY. You open up a custodial IRA. Maybe you do it at a Fidelity, Schwab, Robinhood, whatever. You just stick it in there. No market timing, no additional contributions. You just let it sit there. By the time that child reaches, let's just say 50, that account is sitting right around $1 million. By the time they are over, like I think it's 52, that account is now worth well over $1 million, and by 60, over $2 million. All from a $35,000 contribution. And I'm talking about it's 7 years when they're 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, then you stop. You're on your own, kid. You're out of the house. That's all you did. And this feels unbelievable to people because most people can't think that linearly, right? Markets do not grow linearly. I don't know if I could say that word. They don't grow like this. Markets grow like this because they compound, and you want the hockey stick. You get that hockey stick, boom, it looks boring early, right? And then it starts to look impossible the later you get. And by the way, there's tons of examples of like Warren Buffett when he made his first billion. He was pretty old when he made his first billion, and now he's worth, what, $90 billion? Just because once you get into this area, the period of time that it took it to grow this, let's just say this is 10 years. 10 years back here, and you have this massive growth. That's what we want. We want to get into the compounding. And that's why this math gets dismissed at first glance, even though the numbers are straightforward and the assumptions are conservative. So when YouTube reviewed my appeal, they reviewed this math. They confirmed the assumptions were reasonable. They confirmed that the arithmetic was correct, and they reinstated the video. That is not investment advice, by the way. This is math. I even went to investor.gov and typed in the same numbers, same results. So I'm making this follow-up video because the original one did not get the reach it should have. It got nuked. It was taking off like a rocket ship, and then YouTube took it down. And this is the information that parents need to understand. Time is one variable you cannot buy later. The earlier you start your kids, the easier it's going to be. And if you understand how this works early, everything else in life gets easier. If you want clear explanations on how money actually works, not fear, not hype, just numbers, subscribe to this channel and share this with someone who has kids, because this math changes lives if people understood it soon enough. Good luck.